Welcome. Here is a rundown of war in Ukraine. North Korea has sent arms to Russian mercenaries, US says. US intelligence believes North Korea has sent a shipment of weapons to the mercenary Wagner group. However, officials believe the delivery will not change the way the war plays out on the battlefield. Politicians will look to impose more sanctions on the Wagner group in the coming weeks. North Korea has called reports that it provided weapons to the Wagner group in Russia groundless, and instead turned on the US for sending arms to Ukraine, according to the country's KCNA news agency. Also, Yevgeny Prigozhin, head of Wagner Group, denied and said, "Everyone knows that North Korea has not been supplying any weapons to Russia for a long time. And no such efforts have even been made." Russia's current plan for war revealed by statements at meeting, experts say. Experts from the Institute for the Study of War have been assessing Vladimir Putin and Defense Minister Sergey Shoigu's comments to identify the Kremlin's current aims in the conflict. They say yesterday's statements demonstrated that Russia is not interested in reducing its war efforts or its war aims, despite the growing toll on Russian society. Both men indicated Russia's continued desire to hold on to illegally annexed territories in Ukraine, repeatedly rejected the idea of independent Ukrainian sovereignty, and emphasized Russia's need to keep its neighboring country within the Kremlin's sphere of influence. Putin and Shoigu's comments further illustrate that the Kremlin retains maximalist goals for the war in Ukraine, the report said. The reiteration of Putin's February 24 goals indicates that the Kremlin is deciding to embrace the sacrifices of the war and attempt to push on to victory. The Kremlin will need to continue to ask for and justify great sacrifices from its people to pursue these unrealistic goals. Putin likely believes that if he downscaled his maximalist set of goals or defined lesser short-term objectives, he would incur widespread discontent from both the wider Russian public and the ultranationalist pro-war community for committing Russia to a costly war in pursuit of an inadequate reward. The experts go on to suggest that the maximalist rhetoric being used by the pair may indicate the Kremlin's plan to improve its bargaining position in any negotiations with Ukraine. Putin and Shoigu maintained the Kremlin's information operation that seeks to coerce the West into pushing Ukraine to negotiate on Russia's terms. Shoigu claimed during his speech that the Kremlin is always open to holding constructive, peaceful negotiations. The Kremlin likely believes that it will be able to exact more preemptive concessions from Ukraine the more maximalist its stated goals for the war are, as it also prepares what it is presenting as another large-scale offensive operation. It said the Kremlin efforts to force Ukraine into negotiating or offering preemptive concessions is increasingly divorced from the battlefield reality in Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces retain the initiative. And official in Russian-controlled area blown up in car attack, local administration says. A local official in a Russian-controlled part of Ukraine's Kherson region has been killed in a car bomb attack, the Moscow-installed local administration has claimed. Andrei Shtipa was the head of the village Lubimivka, which is located on the left bank of the Dnieper River. Officials blamed his death on Ukrainian terrorists, with Russian state-controlled media outlet TASS reporting that emergency services said explosives were planted in the car.